Well, I'm here with Steve Unterholzer, who was not only a very good amateur, he's fought some very good fighters as a professional. How are you, Steve?
Pretty good, thanks.
Good to see you, Steve. Been a while, son.
It has been a long time.
Thanks for talking to me, mate.
Not a problem.
Mate, you I believe you had a very good amateur career. You fought Jeff Harding 4 times. You had around 40 fights as an amateur.
40 fights, yeah.
Yeah, and could you just tell me a little bit about your amateur career?
The only reason why I done boxing is because when I finished football, it was off-season training.
Right.
And when I done boxing, I didn't like it so much. My trainer goes, either do one or the other. So I was always doing the besides football. I thought, no, I'll give boxing a go, and I just stuck there ever since.
Oh, great, mate. Well, that prepared you pretty well, mate, for the pro ranks because you went straight into 10-rounders, mate. You fought a very good fighter in the American Jack Johnson in your first fight, over 10 rounds. He'd had 19 fights under his belt, pro fights. Mate, you fought him to a draw. Tell me about the fight with Jack Johnson.
Yeah, he was he was taller than me.
Yeah, big guy, yeah.
Yeah, I think he was 6'2", wasn't he? Or something like that.
Yeah.
At one stage, he was holding my head and I was swinging punches. I couldn't even touch him.
Yeah, yeah.
So,
but you gave him a good fight, mate.
Yeah, I remember so much. Yeah, I was really good at hard fighting. I enjoyed it.
Didn't worry you going straight into 10-round fights?
Sis said, "Yep, you're right. Let's go."
You're trained by Seth Waters.
Seth Waters, and I trusted what he said, and he thinks I was ready for that.
He was pretty right. You were pretty right, mate. You got a draw that night. That was great. And mate, in 1992, just 3 years later, you boxed a draw with another very good fighter who actually won the Australian heavyweight title, Bob Merrivick. Big Bob Merrivick, who was 6'5", a lot bigger than you.
Oh, yes.
And a big boy to go with it. Tell me about your fight with Bob Merrivick.
Actually, he was just a fill-in. The guy who I was going to fight pulled out for the main event. And Seth told me, we'll get you another guy, don't worry. So I was waiting for a phone call. Got a phone call, goes, I've got a guy for you. He's a little bit bigger. I said, I don't care, I've also got a main event fight.
Yeah.
Went into the ring with Ian Batting, my corner man, and they called out my name. I stood up and called out Bob's name. I looked around and I looked at him and looked right. I said, "You Bob?" He goes, "Yeah." "You Steve?" I said, "Yeah." "How tall are you?" 6'5". And I thought, "Says you lying so and so." But I felt so relaxed that night, and went out there, and when he walked out, it's like when in the Rocky movie when Hulk Hogan walked out, the whole crowd just went, "Ooh!" Look at the size of him. Yeah. And my mother could have been Greek. She was born the eyes out. My poor Steve, you're going to get smashed. Standing in the middle of the ring, looking at his chest, going to go, "Yeah, I'm going to get smashed here." But we got a draw.
You did, mate. You gave it to him. I was up there that night, mate, and you certainly gave a great performance, mate. You stayed on top of Big Bob. You didn't give him much range, mate, and you fought him at close quarters, and you certainly deserved that draw, mate, that particular night. Now, your later box, Ted Coffey, who became like a world-class fighter, mate, you fought him for the Australian title over 12 rounds. Tell me your thoughts against your bout with Ted Coffey.
I've told by Seth that he's knocked out all his opponents.
Yeah. And
I watched him up at Coffs Harbour when I had an exhibition with Jimmy Thunder to get down to cruiserweight because I wasn't getting a fair go in heavyweights. And Ted was fighting that night and he knocked a guy out and then Seth put in a challenge straight away. So then we fought him at Gloucester Leagues Club. And I had an accident. I was burning some rubbish in the back of a bit of petrol and blew my face and had to postpone a fight for a week and put it on 10K, had to lose it really quick and put the fight on. I actually got the fight at home still on VHS. Going really well for the fight, and then I looked myself a tie at the end. And I remember the last round he threw, I think it's a big right hand, and it rocked me. And I was seeing stars, and I just all blur. And then I seen him standing there. I just started going back into him again, and then the bell went because he kind of just said he turned his corner, goes, "Yeah, I got him." Look back, I'm still standing there. And then I was laid him. Then the bell went. I went, "Whew, thank God for that." Stuck it back to the corner. And I think it was just one on points. Wasn't much in it.
Yeah, 12 rounds. And Ted Coffey today, mate, is one of our leading commentators, television commentators on the fight. So
Oh, is he?
Ted Coffey, yeah, mate.
Wow.
Yeah. So keep your eye on the box, and you'll see Ted come up, and he calls the fights very well, mate. Now, in 1993, again, you beat Burkir Kentachi by TKO. Now, he beat Jack Johnson and also Tommy West, so two very good fighters he beat. And, mate, you stopped Kentachi by TKO. Tell me about your fight with Burkir Kentachi.
Well, I was a fill-in for that fight because the cruiserweight champion back then was who I fought in Gosford. Pulled out.
Pulled out, what, the last minute and the day before?
I don't know, but Seth gave me a call because I was supposed to fight down in Sydney somewhere. He goes, no, you come here to fight for the South Pacific Cruiserweight title. Oh, okay. So I flew up there. I went to a sanctuary with all reptiles and all that. Because last time I fought Ted Coffey, I had the Comanchero mates of mine walking me into the ring to spur me on.
Right.
And a friend of mine goes, "What, you got a snake on your neck, Steve?" I said, "Yeah." So I asked one of the caretakers, got to the manager, gave him some tickets, and I had a big black-head python around my neck walking to the ring.
Wow.
So I walked into the ring, and Kentucky had his trainer in front of him. Like his trainer's back towards me, so he couldn't see what I had. Seth goes, "Walk close to the ropes." So he did. Kentucky put his head over his shoulder. I think he said it whites of his eyes. He goes, "Oh, jeez." He was a dirty fighter.
Kentachi?
Oh, mate, eye gouging, head button.
Yeah.
I was playing the Seth's baton to the ref.
Was that a 10-round fight or a 12-round?
12 round. And
You stopped him, what, in 6?
6 rounds, I cut him. I'd done the Kid McCoy perfection where you hit the skin enough and you twist the glove and tore his skin.
To the body?
Tore his face.
Oh, right.
To the bone, both top of his eyes, under his eyes.
Yeah.
And stopped the fight. And
Corkscrew.
And after that, I was told that because it was over a championship distance, I also won his state title as well, New South Wales state title as well.
So, and you won the South Pacific title, and it was the New South Wales title as well.
Yes.
Okay, mate, well, that was a great effort. That's a great effort, mate. And also in 1993, you beat another very good fighter who was unbeaten at that time from Balmain, John Conley, over 8 rounds. He held a win over Colin Wilson the same year, 1993. So Colin Wilson won the Australian heavyweight title. So tell me about your win over John Conley.
Well, after I won the title up at Townsville, Seth got a fight a week later with John Lewis's boy, John Conley. So, yeah, why not? I was feeling good and fit. Went down there and, done the fight, won on points.
He's a fairly tall boy.
He was a bit taller than
Good
me.
boxer, very clever.
Everybody was taller than me.
Yeah.
So that's my handicap.
So, mate, you stayed on top of him and made it a close-up fight. And you certainly got the decision, 8 rounds, over 8 rounds that particular night. Now, in your last contest, fought for the Australian title against Phil Gregory over 12 rounds, 1994. Tell me about your bout with Phil Gregory.
Yeah, that was up in Queensland, in his hometown. To me, I did enough to win that fight.
Yeah.
Even after the bell went, I had him cut. You look at his face when we're in the middle of the ring to put the hand up who's going to win. To me, I done enough to win it. Even Seth knew that, and Ian knew that. The way he sees his hand, he just had a shock on his face that, I won. And yeah, I was just gutted that night. Yeah. Really gutted. Seth was really peed off, and so was Ian, so disappointed. But what do you do?
But mate, well, you had a very good career, mate, both as an amateur and a professional, mate. Now you're working security?
I've done it since I was 16.
You've been doing security since you were 16?
Yeah, about 40 years now. I enjoy it.
Yeah,
it's good fun.
You look well, Steve.
Yeah, back in the training, just want to get fit again and just stay.
Where do you train, mate?
I just, at my place, got my own little gym set up in the backyard.
Oh, beautiful.
So I do that, and I used to train at a mate's martial art gym. Yeah. I had bad knees, and I've got them fixed now. So, some of my students want to train with me again, so that feels good. So I get the motivation for that and get them over and start training. And if they've got like 5, 6 kids now and 5 grandkids now. So,
wow. And you live on the Central Coast?
Yeah, they're my life. I'm a single dad, so they're my life.
Cool,
look after them.
But it's great to see you looking so well, Steve. I haven't
Thank
seen
you.
for
Yeah, I
several
feel
years,
good.
mate. Been a while, mate.
Too long.
We go back a long way, mate. Since the night I took you to the second Jack Johnson fight. I drove
Yes.
you there, mate. So, but anyway, we've had very good to see you, mate. And it's great to go through that talk about your career. Thanks a lot, Steve.
You're welcome, Ray, anytime.
Thanks, mate.